I got the belts plastered around my room. Not the ones that I fought for, but small little token ones, just to keep my mind in tune with what the goal is, but just him. I don't focus on the belt, just him.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's ass. I know I will
just got
beat,
knocked out, right?
Yeah.
Well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division.
Anthony Joshua is not playing games anymore, especially now that Jake Paul has gotten involved in the heavyweight business with his bold guesses. After Paul said in public that he could knock Joshua out early, the former champion confronted him with a cold, hard stare. This immediately changed the feeling in the room. There were no smiles and no jokes, only tension. People there said Joshua was calm, but clearly very angry. It was the kind of calm that comes right before a violent fight in the ring. Jake tried to stand strong, but the difference in size, experience, and the feeling around them made one thing clear. He had woken up a giant.
Let's go!
Jake Paul may talk confidently online, but when he finally stood face to face with Anthony Joshua, everything changed. His confidence, his style, and his bold knockout claims all disappeared the moment he realized how truly scary Joshua is in person. Standing very close, Jake's posture changed. His eyes looked down for a second, and fans quickly saw that his confidence was broken. Joshua did not yell, did not threaten, and did not even smile. He just stared Jake down with the calm intensity of a man who has been in real, difficult fights inside the ring. He is going to get hit very hard.
He's going to get battered. He's going to get absolutely
You're preaching to the choir, bro.
annihilated.
Yeah, take it to just as they turn to the side. That's it, just there. And watch Jake. He looks at him, keeps looking, and then Joshua looks back. Yeah.
Jeez.
Great.
I just,
Joshua is taking a big risk by agreeing to fight Jake Paul. For many experts, what is at stake is not just the fight, but his legacy, how people remember his career. Former heavyweight Dave Allen warned that if Paul even lands one punch, it could make everything Joshua has done seem less important. Critics say the fight is only about making money, although promoter Eddie Hearn defended the choice by saying, "You can't eat legacy." The worry is growing that Joshua might trade his well-earned good name for a large paycheck. If things go wrong, he risks being remembered less as a great boxer and more as someone chasing a rich show. The fight has become a moment of high risk but high reward for AJ.
Boxing fans will think this is a massive stain on his career and a bit of an embarrassment. Now, you two have done it. I'm sure you would both fight Jake Paul tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but we're both retired. And we'll be looking at it saying, still an easy fight because he can't box, he's useless. So it's risk reward, minimum risk, massive reward. So of course we'd fight Jamie.
No, but you say that, it's a big risk, Carl. Big risk.
I'm not having that.
Big risk. If you don't go and annihilate him in the first 30 seconds,
Yeah, it's fixed.
Can you right, it's fixed. Oh, he's pulling him round.
Yeah.
He's talking about me
not.
fighting him though. So would you think that was fixed if I didn't go and annihilate him? 11 years retired. I think that's the point George makes. He always does a little dig and says,
No, but
you might struggle with Jake Paul.
say you go out there and it's a tough fight for you. You can say, well, what do you expect? I haven't boxed for 11 years. But then it's like, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Do you want that?
Nobody thinks any less.
You've got the best ending.
Yeah, I've got
to your career.
Definitely.
So,
Nobody thinks any less of Mike Tyson because he lost to Jake Paul.
He was 58 years old.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's in hospital a week before.
Listen, I've been retired 11 years and I'd still go in there, in my opinion, and whoop him. I don't think it'd be hard at all. So listen, he won't fight me. He's pretending he don't know who I am now, for a start. So he's thought.
how can he not know who you are?
Froch means business.
Meanwhile, the fight could be very dangerous or even life-threatening for Jake Paul. The heavyweight boxer Moses Adama even asked Paul to value his health more than the money. Adama warned that if Joshua lands a punch badly, it could cause long-term problems for Jake.
I do believe it because AJ's involved, and I think AJ'd struggle to. He's going to take enough flack over this, but again, it's money talk. So I think AJ will struggle because it is an Owen situation. If he goes in there and Jake Paul lasted the distance, what does it tell you about AJ? Apart from he's just earned an extra 15 million quid. If he goes there and struggles with Jake Paul, then what do you say about AJ? No, your heydays are well and truly over. If he goes in there and knocks him out, then I'll say that's to be expected. So the glory, there's probably not much glory in it, apart from the haters of Jake Paul to say, right, I've got rid of this kid. I think it's very brave of Jake Paul. So now the problem child has got us to believe this fight's actually happening. So now you've got our attention. So now you've got to back up the boast. It's not about you're not playing tiddlywink. This is the only game you can't play. You can play football, golf, tennis.
Former professional boxer Amir Khan plainly said that Joshua could hurt him badly. He warned that there could even be brain damage.
And I think Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? Yeah. Why do you look surprised when I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. You're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's going to get hurt badly. And this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly, because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on there. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
When you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat styles there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ is going to do the same to. What's it called again?
Former champion Carl Froch agrees with this concern. He argues that fighting Paul could damage AJ's good name, suggesting that Joshua is no longer aiming for the greatest level of boxing fame. At the same time, AJ has made it clear that he cares deeply about his health in the future, saying his legacy would be that I walked out healthy.
Joshua knows he's finished at any sort of elite level or world level. He won't be trying to go down a world title level anymore. This is just a cash out. So good luck to him. Fair play to him, but hopefully when he's finished this fight, he'll be honest with us and say, listen, I've milked it, I've creamed it, I've had an unbelievable touch at the end of my career. I mean, he's already had an outrageous touch, hasn't he, with the involvement of Saudi Arabia, and now he's just creaming it at the end. He's got fake Paul, which is massive. Great for AJ, fair play to him. Anybody would do the same at the end of the career he's had. You know, he's not an elite heavyweight, is he? He's never going to come back and become a world champion.
Bookmakers have made Anthony Joshua the heavy favorite to win against Jake Paul. The betting odds usually show Joshua at around $200, while Jake Paul is roughly at plus $650 to $900, or $700 in some places. That large difference in the odds shows the huge gap in how much experience, power, and high-level training the two fighters have. For a $200 bet on Joshua, you might win $100. But a $100 bet on Paul could win you between $650 and $900. Many betting companies also say that Joshua winning by knockout or TKO is the most likely result. This shows just how much people think the fight will be one-sided. Jake Paul has given a shocking number, saying his huge fight with Anthony Joshua could be worth about $267 million. While some reports guess that Paul and Joshua might each get $92 million, Paul's own statement suggests the total money from streaming, pay-per-view, and other deals could be much higher. If this is true, it would make their fight not just a massive sports event, but one of the richest fights in all of boxing history. Looking at the fight simply, it is a huge risk. On one side, you have Anthony Joshua, who has Olympic training, elite punching power, long reach, and many years of high-level experience. On the other side is Jake Paul, a bold fighter from the social media age who has fought fewer professional rounds and is known more for putting on a show than for elite boxing. Many experts and fans believe Paul is at a serious disadvantage. The fight may be more about the show than about a fighter's lasting legacy, but that does not mean it is not important. For Joshua, a powerful win could make him one of boxing's best again. But a poor performance risks harming his legacy. For Paul, a surprise win would greatly boost his reputation. But a loss might prove that crossover boxing, when celebrities fight, is not truly serious. In the end, this fight is a high-risk, high-reward test for both men. It is a gamble of ego, legacy, money, and skill. Once the bell rings, all the arguments, hype, and predictions will be decided inside the ring.
Fighting AJ.
Oh my God,
yes. And you know what? I'm going to give him props. Fair play, Jake. That is a big fight.
props.
I mean, AJ should knock him out.
It is a weird one. Like, am I just being stupid? Like, is he not just gonna wig him?
AJ
Like,
by Soap being dropped in prison. Start. AJ by brutal Bonnie Blue scene. AJ by just something vile.
Him even stepping up to fight AJ.
AJ two-time heavyweight world.
Alexander Usyk, the champion of the heavyweight division, has given his opinion on the excitement around the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight. His prediction is very believable. Usyk said that Joshua has great experience, power, and high ring smarts. He noted that fighting a truly trained heavyweight is a completely different challenge compared to anyone Paul has fought before. While Usyk agreed that Paul is athletic and confident, he made it clear that the fight is strongly in Joshua's favor. Usyk predicted a win for the former champion, either by knockout or by stopping the fight in a later round.
Complaining about AJ taking that fight. Obviously, it's a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Do you see something wrong with AJ taking that fight?
This is just a lot of money. It's just a show.
Right.
This is not interesting sport because, guys, brothers, Anthony, it's Olympic champion.
Right.
Jake, it's just sportsman. Yeah, YouTuber. Jake do a lot of work. Special coach, special food, a lot of exercise, new.
Yes.
But this is guy don't have a mother fights.
Right.
Never
Right.
a mother fights. Maybe them wrestling now professional, but Joshua, Anthony Joshua, it's Olympic champion.
So how long does that fight last?
Listen, my opinion, it's one round because Anthony twice, my fight twice, jab.
Very hard.
Yeah, look. You know, this is.
And still from this fight.
This jab.
College basketball coach Frank Martin did not hold back when asked about the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight. Martin, who is known for being very direct, called the fight wild and a bit of a circus. But he agreed that the fight has made people curious across all sports. He praised Joshua's experience and power, saying that getting into the ring with a professional heavyweight is not something to take lightly, even for someone as confident as Jake Paul. At the same time, Martin admitted that he is curious to see how Paul's athletic ability and unusual style will look against a fighter with so much experience.
Consider Jake now, I wouldn't consider him like a YouTube fighter no more. I feel like he put in the time, he gotten better throughout like all his fights, like he done got better throughout all those fights, But it's still like when you fighting like fighters who actually like done it for like their whole life, it's a little different. If that fight happened, it'll be a good money fight. It'll be a good money fight. But that's a tough task for, Jake going to get that big ass heavyweight AJ. I know AJ personally, so That's tough tag.
KSI has criticized how much excitement and showmanship often drives these crossover fights. He suggests that they make the line between a real sport and just entertainment unclear. In a recent video, he directly accused Jake Paul of ruining influencer boxing. KSI suggested that some of Paul's actions are just ways to get attention, instead of focusing on true athletic skill. Meanwhile, Jake Paul is extremely confident before his fight with Anthony Joshua. He insists that he has found real weaknesses in the former heavyweight champion. On his podcast, Paul spoke sharply against Joshua's skills. He claimed Joshua lacks a solid chin, has limited skill, and moves stiffly in the ring. He uses Joshua's recent loss to Daniel Dubois as proof that his ability to take a punch is getting worse. For Paul, he sees this as a clear chance to land a winning blow. For Paul, this is not just being loud. It is a careful guess about good timing and opportunity.
AJ and Jake was never gonna happen.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought it was actually gonna. Bro, it's so crazy. Like, I feel like so many people just believe everything.
But that's pretty unbelievable on the other hand.
I feel like I know. Well, okay, how do I say it like this? Itoma versus White. I had a lot of people bet on White winning. And I'm there like, you guys don't watch boxing, do you? You just look at a record and go, oh, Dylan's fought many more people than Itoma. That record says a lot. Itoma's like 18, not 18, Itoma's 20, inexperienced, one. Like, I just knew Itoma was gonna just destroy him. And I think a good fight for Itoma would be him and Wilder. I think that'd be a very good fight. Get his name around in the American ends. And I think that'll be done in probably a few rounds as well. Itoma's a very good fighter, but I think pushing him to Usyk is...
He believes his unusual style, combined with his athletic ability, strong confidence, and energy from past wins, gives him a real chance at doing what many people think is an extreme risk. Paul has said many times that fights like this are about taking the chance, using the opponent's weak spots, and being brave enough to challenge the usual ways things are done. In his mind, Joshua's good name might scare others, but Paul sees it as fuel, not fear. He sees the fight as a chance to secure his own name in boxing history. While fighting one of the sport's most famous figures, Paul insists that his fight with Anthony Joshua is more than just another match. It is his chance to silence every critic who has long accused him of choosing small or worn-out opponents. Paul argues that getting into the ring with a true heavyweight and former world champion proves he is ready to compete at the highest level of the sport.
They'll never give me credit until I have the world championship belt, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. You know, but belts collect dust, and what I've done in the sport is unprecedented. Never will be replicated, and done it in such a short amount of time, just getting warmed up. They're not going to give me credit, but I don't need the credit from these bozos, to be honest. The credit's in my...
For him, this fight shows that his past wins were not just luck or fights he chose carefully. Paul has repeatedly said that defeating Joshua would remove any doubts about his ability as a fighter. Every doubt disappears. No one can deny me, he says. He sees the fight as a major change in his career. More than the money and media attention, Paul sees this moment as the biggest test and possibly the greatest success of his boxing career.
Fight a real boxer. They said fight someone your size. They said fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed fighters for me to fight. The world. Make no mistake, this is the biggest fight of my career. I'm walking into the lion's den. I'm doing something that no one else has ever done before. I, Jake Joseph Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Anthony Joshua Friday, December 19th, live on Netflix. My voice cracked, I'm still going through puberty. The biggest fight of 2025, USA versus UK. He's got the belts, the size, the history, but I have the balls. Be careful what you wish for. Jake versus Joshua, Judgment Day. He has a 90% knockout ratio, but I have a 100% chance of drinking.
Can Jake Paul really make the huge surprise happen and win against Anthony Joshua? Or is this fight just two people who are not equal, waiting for a bad result? Please share your thoughts below in the comments.